Everybody in? It needs to be.
So we are streaming and everyone is in.
Yeah.
You done with the
Yes.
executive session?
Okay, Marlene has some handouts real quick.
This is nice. You wanna pass them along that way? That's all one packet. Sorry.
You're good. This one.
Sorry.
That one for you. Yeah. Well, yeah, however you want to, that's all I made. Sorry, I thought there were only 5 binder, but I have a good. Alright, oh, good. Send those, that's also one complete one. One complete one. So this is the last section.
That's that. Yeah, we want that. We can use it.
One there and there. Okay, sorry.
Give
guys.
it to Karen if you need it, that's fine.
This
Hi Karen.
is changed.
Thank you, everybody. We are. Another friend waiting to come in, that's all right. We are concluding our executive session and reopening our public session of our meeting. I will now turn to the board for motions from our executive session. Board, do I have a motion?
I have a motion moved to ratify the Crow Clay contract to increase spending authorization by 40,500, thereby expanding the scope of work to include the required reports, environmental one, geotechnical report, and survey.
Is there a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or questions from the board? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you. Board, are there any other motions?
I will make a motion to move to authorize the staff to enter into a sales agreement with contingencies upon receiving concurrence on the appraisal report and review of the appraisal report from the FTA.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Board, is there any final discussion or questions for staff? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Thank you. Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you, board. Do we have another motion?
Move to authorize earnest money of $10,000 to be deposited within 3 days of executive sale agreement.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussions or comments?
Yeah, I do. I want to know why he's voting no.
Law tech money.
It's government money that we're getting for the projects that we've been working on for 15 years. What's that? It doesn't come from here at all. There's zero money comes from us. It's all coming federal. Okay.
So, I'm just gonna put in a small clarification, okay? And that is, number one, we have 5339, that's federal FTA. Okay, then we have STIF funds discretionary, which is earmarked for this project. And only for this project can those costs be hit? It can't be reallocated anywhere else. And then there's local match, that's 20%. And local match is comes from our operating budget, but that's 20% of the project. And that is the transit payroll tax. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify.
In that we need the space. I don't know, you've seen it, how crowded it is and that parking lot and everything. We need something to take up that space so that the public can also come into our buildings and such too. It's really, I've been there, it's really hard to even park, you know what I mean? So we're hoping to solve that issue, and I'm sure it'll do even more than that, but you know, that's part of it that I recognize.
Further discussion, board. Hearing none, I'm gonna call the question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. No. Abstentions. The motion carries. Thank you, board. We will now move on to item 4. I think we have one change to our agenda today, and that is we will be moving our general manager's report, which is item 9, up to our first piece of new business. So current number 9 will now be 8A, essentially. But before that, we've got some housekeeping. We are now on item 5, citizen comments on agenda items limited to 3 minutes per person. Public comment in the meeting is a one-way communication where the public shares input on the record without expecting a dialogue or direct response. Melissa, well, go ahead, Carrie. You're our first one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you guys, thank you for fixing the issue with the texting with the dial-a-ride paratransit system, because now we get the text telling us when our bus will arrive much better than when it's there. So that gives, we just appreciate that heads up, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes. So thank you for fixing that problem.
Thank you, Carrie. That was wonderful to hear. That made me very happy.
Also, Carrie, I appreciate you asking questions and keeping us accountable. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm good at that.
We need you for it. Thank you. Do we have anybody else here for a public comment on an agenda item? Hearing and seeing none, I will close the public comment section on agenda items. That moves us to item 6, which is our consent agenda. Within that, we have 3 board minutes to be approved. We have our financial report and balance sheet as of June 2025. We also have a ridership report for 2025. Board, are there any questions, pieces of discussion, and or motion?
I motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
A second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda as presented. Is there any discussion or comments?
I just noticed that in the last quarters or so, we have kind of either maintained or we've even decreased a little bit, and I'm anticipating later on in our agenda, we're going to address that so that we can be on the increase. So that's good to know.
I know we're having issues in the Florence at the casino. They moved the bus stop but didn't tell the people. So people have had to stay overnight in Florence because where they stood with the previous bus, the bus doesn't go there anymore.
Mhm.
But the communication, you talk to the person at the casino and they'll say, we asked him, has the bus been here? He said, yeah, but we met over there. So we ended up driving our son to Eugene because they moved this thing with, it's like the casino isn't concerned about the bus deal. In Eugene, you go to the bus deal where you can't get communication. They can't put up a sign. I've talked to ODOT. It is very frustrating. It's amazing anyone rides their bus to Eugene from Florence by way of here, because it's like no one is taking responsibility to provide signage or say bus arrives here at, it's very frustrating. And I'm not even a guy riding. I'm just the person who saw a person and drove to Eugene because the bus switched spots. That's all.
Thank you. Any other comments, board, questions? Hearing none, I will call the question on the consent agenda as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. Abstentions. Motion carries. Thank you all. And we can hear you again, Mike. Thank you.
Good.
That moves us to old business. We have no old business, and in our amended agenda, we will now have Melissa Metz, our general manager report.
Thank you. Going back to the texting, right? The reason that we were having difficulties with texting was because we are on the Passio platform. And so at the July board meeting, you directed Jane and I to interact with Passio, and we successfully amended the Passio scope of work And then returned back to Ecolane and was able to bring on Ecolane for our demand response services, which is paratransit and dial ride in Coquille, Myrtle Point, and Bandon, as well as the senior dial ride here in town. So we returned to Ecolane, which is why we have greater customer satisfaction on the texting, because it does provide the customers that advanced notification of when the bus is to arrive. So the implementation went really smooth. We had a few hiccups the first day, but that unfortunately is part of, software implementation on the first day.
Someone in the waiting room.
Yeah, I'm working, talking and controlling. The next item that I peek over your shoulder for the GM report is RFP. So things are moving forward and with our construction project. And so the next stage is I need the board's concurrence that I can run a RFP, request for proposals, for a construction manager / general contractor.
I make a motion to support the staff drafting and posting a RFP to select a construction manager, general contractor.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to support staff in drafting and posting an RFP to select a construction manager / general contractor. Board, is there any discussion or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor and moving to support staff in drafting and posting an RFP to select a construction manager / general contractor, please say aye.
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 Say no. Abstentions, the motion carries.
All right, then, so you will recall that bus 216 that was totaled. We did receive our insurance check of $57,000. I am seeking support from the board of directors to post an RFP so we can get a replacement.
Question. Did you say 57?
She meant 54.
57,000.
It's
Oh.
57 because it says 54 on the minutes.
Oh, sorry, 54.
That's
It is 54.
54 is the correct number.
Okay.
Yes.
Is the policy, that can't be even close to replacement, right? I mean, how?
The bus was old. It was older.
So
It was
it's kind of,
Yeah, so it depreciates.
Depreciates,
It's
right.
replacing the value of the actual bus,
Mhm.
not
yeah,
full
quite a
market.
bit more insurance if we had to do replacement.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Mhm.
Any other questions or comments from us on that? If not, I would take a motion.
Move to support staff in issuing RFP to replace the bus number 216.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to support staff in issuing an RFP to replace bus 216. Or is there any further comments or discussion on the item?
Was there any consequences to the driver? Was any negligence or anything?
So
Can
we'll
you
be
bring
getting
that
a
up?
safety
Yeah.
report.
Okay.
Later.
Thank you.
Anything further?
Yes, good.
Oh, I thought you had a comment, sorry. My bad, okay, so I will now call the question on the issuance of an RFP to replace bus 216. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. Abstentions, the motion carries. Let's get a new bus pass.
All right, the last item I have today for my GM report is the Community Renewal Energy Grant Program. This particular grant program will support solar if we choose to also integrate wind and also storage of the energy. So it's also, there's a resilience aspect to this. This is a planning grant. It can be up to 100,000 and it is due on September 19th. So I've been meeting with the project team to help me pull this together. But it is a requirement that the board authorize me, number one, to apply for the grant program by name, as well as also note in the minutes that I'm also authorized as a representative as signatory for the grant application on behalf of the district.
Great.
Yep, it is, it was added.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. I'll take forward. I would take a motion then.
I move to authorize Melissa Metz, General Manager, to apply the Community Renewable Energy Grant Program Opportunity number 25-043 by September 19th of 2025 and serve as the authorized representative and signatory for the grant application.
Is there a second?
Second.
Lawson,
I think you both got it.
good.
Okay, either way, we have motion and second.
So I have a question, Melissa, is that where you went to California and was that related to
That was
that?
hydrogen.
Okay,
This is really about having a building in Coos County that can be resilient in the event that there is a tsunami or
Okay.
earthquake or that kind of thing. So the goal, resiliency, it for by definition means that you can be operated for up to 3 weeks. And there is no building apparently that can meet that threshold today.
okay,
So this would be a real benefit to the county overall.
good, thank you.
So others could use this solar wind energy.
So if there was
Our-
an emergency
Uh-huh.
and we have a community room, it could become the emergency response.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Any other?
We're doing our best to plan and bring the most value to our community.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No.
Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. Melissa, is there anything else in your time?
No, that concludes the general manager's report. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. We will now go back up on our agenda to safety update and direction with Dean Martin, our compliance and safety officer. Dean.
Good morning. So, I started CCAT somewhere around the second week of June and have been busy since then. The safety plan, as you'll see, it's in your packet, has been updated and it is there for your adoption. It meets all current standards and is a complete document. And that is for you to approve after I get done. Apparently it's on the agenda that way. And if you have any questions on what I got, so just call us. We have reestablished the safety committee and I is still working on trying to get people to attend. We started out with a daytime meeting on a Friday because that's the way it was set up, and then we changed it to Monday because we thought that would be the best time that we could get some drivers in there. And now we have gone to a night meeting. It's done once a month and on a quarterly basis. Then we have also the safety committee goes through the entire building and does a check on the building to make sure everything is in compliant and safety up to standards. So that's one. So we have listed all of the meetings on the board, dates and times, and are current with our safety committee compliance. We had an inspection from our insurance carrier who came in and looked at all the building, all the stuff in it, and we passed with flying colors. No bad marks at all, no marks at all. And in the conversation, I learned that they have a 5,000 or $2,500 matching grant. So, and it can be used for a bunch of different things for safety and for. So like bus shelters, we could put lighting in bus shelters because it reduces the liability of the insurance company. We can put cameras that around the building that allow us to have
Security.
well, more than security, but you can see it real time. So if somebody walks on the premises after the gates close, it sends alert to your phone and you can just look at it. Right now, the cameras that are up there work. However, you need to log into it to find out what happened. So it's not real time. So I'm putting a proposal together to give to Melissa a couple of different options. There's a couple of different companies that allow you to have real time and use that grant to be able to help pay for it.
Question, do we need a motion eventually to go for the grant? To apply for the grant?
Not for a special district,
That's just, no,
No.
okay, thank you.
but thank you for asking.
Mhm.
I took the training for the drug and alcohol certification, passed that. It allows me to do random drug testing, it allows me to do a reasonable suspicion. Part of that means that I can't drive the equipment because I can't drive a revenue vehicle and be in charge of so I can't drug test myself physically. So things I've learned, because I was taking buses to get filled or, move them here and there, and well, I got chastised the other day. I said, so, anyhow. The other part of that is our testing requirements. We have to have the ability to do random tests before 8 o'clock because we start at 6, and after 5 o'clock because we go until 6. And on Saturdays, because we run buses on Saturdays. Currently, we test through McGowan's and through Atlas, and neither of those are open after 5. So that's been a kind of a sore spot for a long time, and we're trying to fix that. We used to have a contract with Bay Area Hospital to be able to do that, and they just canceled it for whatever reason. When they were going through all their stuff, they just didn't want the money. Apparently, they just canceled it. So in conversations with other transit districts, there's one to the north of us, Lincoln City. They have a mobile unit that comes out of Salem. And so we're talking with us in Curry, the ability to be able to set some of those randoms up so that the guy just comes and makes the drive all the way down the coast and we share the travel expenses. The other thing I'm doing is working with Coquille Hospital, trying to get them to be able to do the testing for us. It's been a challenge trying to get the person in charge to actually talk to that person. They don't seem to be there much or return calls. Because of the accident we had to have that test done. We were unable to get that test done via a DOT certified place because there was none available. It was after hours. Atlas and McGowan was closed. We would have had to drive to Portland to be able to get that test done. So in that process, the emergency room doctor that was on happens to be in charge of the emergency room doctor, Dr. Waka, I think is how you pronounce his name. And we have been in conversation since to reestablish that contract with Bay Area Hospital. I've just got a few more things to do, and it looks like he's going to do some things on his end, and then we'll have that ability to test before and after and on weekends. We were able to get a test done, and it showed the results, but it wasn't an official DOT test. It met all the testing requirements, but it wasn't on the official DOT documentation. So we did do our diligence and we did get tested. We got the results. We just don't have it on DOT. So I'll get my hand slapped for that. And hopefully by the time that we have our review, all those agreements will be in place. And I can say, yeah, we didn't have it. We got this done, but now we have this in place, and hopefully it'll smooth over. I talked about researching the cameras for the building and has matching grant. So researching cameras, safety and maintenance system. Our current vehicles have cameras, one up front, two in back, one outside the back, and one on the side. There's four in back, one up front. The front faces forward only. When I came on, I immediately recognized that that's a safety hazard. If you have somebody that comes onto the bus and goes to the driver and goes, "We're going to Zimbabwe," we're not gonna know that unless we can't get a hold of the driver, number one. Or we see on the screen that the bus is driving to Zimbabwe, and we have no way of knowing. So in doing some research with my counterparts that I have made some contacts with, Hood River has a system that was called Samara. It has a forward and rear facing camera up on the windshield. So the whole program is multi. One is cameras. And so you have real-time video of what's going on in the bus. And you can set parameters. So if the bus driver is getting drowsy, it will send a text to the operations manager or whoever you choose to have that go to. And we can identify that right there and then. On the maintenance side, which is another side that we have to be compliant on, if the bus is sitting in the parking lot and it hasn't been used for a couple days because it needs to go down and get fixed. If the battery gets too low, it sends us a text. The county has started with this company and did a 30-day trial, and during their 30-day trial, they had a piece of equipment that was on the road that one of the pieces, a relay, was failing. They got an instant text saying that this is failing. They were able to get the part from Napa, have it at the shop. When the unit came back, they replaced the part. It tracks fuel, it tracks mileage, it does all kinds of maintenance side of things. So in our research, doing our due diligence, we went and looked at another company, AT&T. Samara has access to all the towers, so you get pretty close to real time. If it's in an event or in an area that is a dead space, then what it does is it records that while the bus is in the dead space, and when it comes back into service, you're able to see all of the time that was in the dead space. However, they use AT&T towers, Verizon towers, all the towers that's available to them. With AT&T, we can get the same package. It's called FirstNet or FastNet. But the difference is we're on they're on their towers. Number one. Number two is we will get second priority with the tower usage. So the only thing that will be used above us is 911. Right now, if Samara goes down the road and they want to use the tower, if 911's using it, or you're using it, or somebody else is using it, then you fall in line with everybody else. With AT&T, we are number 2 on the towers. So we will have that connectability both with our radios and in our camera system.
And it's still reported as soon as possible after the 911 business
Yep.
concludes, right?
Yes, yeah. So and again, that's not a whole bunch of traffic.
Right.
But in an emergency situation, so if we have a tsunami or earthquake or whatever the case may be, a disaster, we have that ability to have that just below the 911. Back when Katrina happened, one of the issues that they had down there was cell towers, because not only did all the towers get jammed with people trying to use their cell phones, but it just couldn't take that amount of traffic. So they started reducing what was available. Currently, we would be one of those that would get reduced. With AT&T, we would be just under the 911. So it gives us the ability in disasters to have a better radio communications.
And is the reception gonna be as well as the other one has Verizon and other?
Yeah, so
Availability.
yeah, it's again, the way the Samsara pings every 3 minutes. Where AT&T it pings consistently. And if you were to look at it on a graph as the bus comes up and around, it might ping here, but it doesn't ping back until here. With AT&T, you'll see the ping up in here too. because they're on their own towers, it's their own system. So we have in your packet, you'll see not only the maintenance side of it, but also the camera side of it. Our current plan or thought is to put the forward facing cameras in the buses now. So now when we want to get footage off of the bus, we have to go to the bus, we have to pull the SIM card out of the camera. It has to go into a reader, and then we have to download it and look for the time and event that we want. Sometimes that's difficult, and if there's an issue, we have to be able to take that information and put it in a format that we can email it to the insurance company. With this new system, it's live and it's on demand. So if, let's take the accident for instance, if when the accident happened, we would have immediately got a text saying that there was an accident happening. The second thing that would have happened is we would have live footage of both the inside towards the driver and the front of the vehicle with just the one camera up front. So we would be been able to see instantly what took place. With the accident and the way it happened, the camera that we have in the vans currently only face forward. So we have no view of the driver. So not saying that this happened, but we don't know if the driver fell asleep. We don't know if the driver was talking on the phone. We don't know, I mean, we know some of those things just by able to download the video and listen to it. So we do know some of those things, but we would have live footage. So it backs up what our drivers are saying. Look, the guy cut me off, and now we have live footage of the guy cutting him off. Okay, we get it, we see it. So it puts us in a spot that we can fix the training that needs to be fixed on those that have issues, and it gives safety to the drivers. It also backs up the driver saying, hey, this is what took place. And we can go then and say, okay, yeah, you're right. This is what happened, and we'll go from forward here. So if someone says, your bus hit me and you owe X, we can pull the camera up and go, where? There's nowhere where it went.
Well, I got a question. Can we take those cameras and either put them someplace else in use or sell them as surplus?
So the recommendation isn't to change out
Oh, no, oh, okay,
to change out all the cameras. The recommendation is to add a single camera
okay,
facing the driver. And then as we buy new buses, we'll put the new camera system in the new buses.
okay, because I wasn't sure. I thought you were,
No, we don't want to retrofit.
okay,
It would cost a fortune for one. And some of the buses will be, their life will be extending out anyhow. So as we go forward, then we can start with this new system.
okay,
And if we like it, we can also replace the forward facing camera in the current buses. And that will give us a forward and a back view. It'll
okay,
also give some of the bus view also, so we can see some of the
Right.
passenger stuff going on. But it definitely will show the forward facing and what's going on. The advantage of the ATT system, or one of the advantages of the ATT system, is that we have a 30-day trial. So what they do is we pick 2 buses that we want to try. We give them the VIN numbers. This is a plug and play. They send us the thing, we plug it into the computer, into the bus. It reads everything, and we have full access just like we own the program. So that does a couple of things. One, each week they'll come to us and say, okay, what do you like about your reports? Can you get the stuff you need? Is it showing everything? What don't you like? And they tweak it. We run for it for another week. We look at it second week, and they come back and say, what can we change? What do you like? So forth, so on. Dispatch gets to play with it, everything.
Okay.
At the end of the 30 days, if we decide to go with the system, 2 things have happened. One, it's tailored to us. And number 2, we just have 30 days of training on the system. So we will be ahead of the game. It'll be seamless at the end of the 30 days.
And the cost for this?
It's in your packet. I think it's $41 a bus.
Come on.
A month.
Wow.
All of the equipment is free. Part of the agreement.
Any other questions? for our friend Dean?
For the safety plan?
Mhm.
What, can you summarize any of the other changes that you made in the safety plan that might be helpful for us?
So the safety plan was updated, we put in the training, we've updated the training that's required for the drivers. That's listed all the way up through supervisor training, some of that wasn't in there before. Most of it was, just changed in language, so it was a safety officer and I'm a safety manager. And that's pretty much it, so it wasn't a whole bunch of tweaking, but we brought it to the standard, the way it's laid out, that is nationally done. Mhm.
For forward, I would ask that we take up the camera proposal first, because that's on the agenda first, and then we can take a motion on the safety plan after.
I make a motion to move to support staff in conducting a 30-day trial of the fleet management system with AT&T Fastnet.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussions, comments? Questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Thank you. Now we have, board, I would take a motion on the public transportation agency safety plan.
Move to adopt the agency safety plan as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the agency safety plan. Board, are there any further comments or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor on adopting the agency's safety plan, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The motion carries. Thank you. Board, that moves us to item C, Banner Bank. I'll read the background on that. CCATD's current financial institution, Umpqua Bank, has changed hands and has increased fees. Staff is recommending changing financial institutions to Banner Bank. And board, before we get into this, we do have a resolution 2025-6 before us. So I would ask for a motion before we proceed into discussion.
I move to adopt resolution 2025-6, thereby changing financial banking institute and identifying signatures and agents on the account.
A second this.
Then we can talk about
We
it.
have a motion and a second. However, would you like to open discussion?
So this resolution adopts Banner Bank.
Correct. This adoption or this resolution changes our banking institution from Umpqua, which is now Columbia Bank, to Banner Bank.
And I'm
And
just
there's
curious,
two.
why Banner? I guess.
Well, from my understanding, the fee schedule is a lot better for our public agency, and Umpqua is going through a lot of changes right now, inside and outside, and staff has recommended that we
But-
change to Banner Bank.
The fee schedule for Banner is better than, you know, other banks would check that out or something.
So with Banner, they have a competitive fee structure. They have should we need to do some commercial loans in addition to what we're going to be talking about for the infrastructure grant through the state, they're positioned that they can do that. They also have a credit card program that will help us do better credit card management.
For like gas or something, you mean?
And then no, so that there's a better portal so that as it's being used, it's easier to interface with the accounting system.
Okay, so that's, you found out that that's better than some of the other banks that are available here in town. I like that it's local.
They're very community oriented.
Agree with that. Or any other questions or comments for staff on resolution 2025-6? Once, twice. Board, I'm gonna call the question on resolution 2025-6. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, say no. Resolution, or the motion is adopted and the resolution carries, or vice versa, either one. We got it, thank you. Board, that moves us to item D, Oregon Transportation Infrastructure Bank. Melissa, do you want to do the background on that?
Yep. So, the Infrastructure Bank, is a program, that is run by the state. And it is to enhance transportation in Oregon. As our construction project is primarily reimbursement grants, I opened up a dialogue with the Infrastructure Bank to see if they are an option for cash flow purposes, because quite frankly, sometimes it can be several months before we get a reimbursement from ODOT. And that's because it goes from ODOT to the feds, then back to ODOT and then to us. And there's lag time. So I have done an initial inquiry with them, that it's a form. And so with that, I am looking for a couple of board members who might be interested, when that information comes back, to look at it with me. So that we can properly manage our cash flow when we hit the construction phase.
And so you and this committee will meet and deliberate and then bring a final
Yeah.
package to the board.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'd be willing to do that if so chosen.
Got one applicant. Sure. I got two. Okay. Board, then I would take a motion with our two volunteers. Do we have one?
It's on the top.
It's on the top of page.
On page.
Okay, move to appoint the following two board members. So
Doug
Doug,
VP.
DC, and then is it Phil
Phil.
Taylor?
Yeah.
To serve on the OPIB Financial Committee.
For a second,
Second.
we have a motion and a second to appoint the following two board members, Doug Beasy, or Director Doug Beasy and Director Phil Taylor, to serve on the OTIB Finance Committee. Board, is there any further comments or discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no.
I'm abstaining.
We have one abstention and the motion carries. Thank you. Thank you to our committee members for volunteering.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Okay,
There's a question.
go ahead.
So to address your question, Mr. DC, about the accident. I
you're good.
can't say for 100% sure this is what caused it, but there are some factors that caused it. One was speed.
Whoa, guys, I'm sorry. This should be discussed in executive session
Okay.
unless.
Thanks, Jane.
Yep, no problem. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's why we got
We'll
you.
save that for another time.
Yellow card warning.
Jane, you might be back up. So, board, we are now on item E, which is ordinance number 01-2025R, amending ordinance 01-2024R, setting fares for the use of district services and declaring an emergency. I'll read the background really quick. With the curtailment of Cusco days of service in Coquille/Myrtle Point and Bandon, it is necessary to adjust their monthly fare cap. Coquille/Myrtle Point went from 5 days of service to 2 days. Bandon went from 3 to 2 days of service. Proportionate to the reduction in service, the corrected monthly fare should be $30 a month. And this was not done in our original curtailment resolution. And since the fare cap is set in ordinance, we must change it by ordinance. The other piece of this, and I'll probably ask Jane to speak to this a little in a second, we are using a statute to declare an emergency to have this go into effect immediately upon passage, so it does not affect any of our riders who are used to making that fare cap. So, Jane, would you kind of just give us a little walkthrough on how we're going to do this?
it's gonna be,
So wait, it's in the packet, so let me just recap. So the first motion is gonna move the first reading of the ordinance 01-25 2025R to be by title only. And once you all are gonna vote on that,
Mhm.
and then Chairman Thompson's gonna read the ordinance by the title. Then there's gonna be a second motion, move for the second reading of the ordinance to be by title only. And then you all are gonna vote on that motion, and then Chairman Thompson is going to read the ordinance by title only. Then there's gonna be a third motion, move to adopt ordinance 01-2025R. And then you all will vote on that.
And this is because of an emergency, right?
Right, and the emergency is that there's an error in the fares because of our curtailment in services. And so the fare cap shouldn't be $77 in Coquille, Myrtle Point, it should be 30. Right, and it would be very detrimental to people if we didn't take this emergency step.
And so is there some retro plan or something as of the first of the month, or, I mean, people have already paid 77 maybe?
It will have to be reviewed. But this needs to happen first.
Sure,
yeah,
sure, that
that's
could
all
happen.
stuff that's all stuff that can be handled, by staff.
Right.
Right.
That the board's gotta do.
Good. Okay,
Board, I'll take.
I make a motion to move the first reading of ordinance 01-2025R to be by title only.
second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Abstentions. Motion carries. Ordinance number 01-2025R, an ordinance amending ordinance 01-2024R, setting fares for the use of district services and declaring an emergency. Now go to the second motion.
move the second reading of ordinance 01-2025R to be by title only.
Is there a second? Wonderful. Thank you, Director Taylor. Comments, discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The motion carries. Ordinance number 01-2025R, an ordinance amending ordinance 01-2024R, setting fares for the use of district services and declaring an emergency.
I make a motion to move to adopt ordinance 01-2025R.
Second.
Good,
That one to Director Taylor
yes.
was on. Okay. Any final chance for comments or discussion? Hearing none, I will call the question and we will take a roll call vote. Director Veasey,
Yes.
Director Dobensweig,
Yes.
Director Clausen,
Yes.
Director Nelson,
Yes.
Director Taylor.
Yes.
I, Chairman Thompson, also vote aye. Motion carries unanimously and the ordinance is adopted. Thank you all very much. I think that went pretty smoothly. What do you think? I think that was pretty good for the three motions in a row, guys. Good job. I'll take it.
We're not that emotional.
A lot of motions going on today. Okay, thank you, everybody. That moves us into item F, Cusco social media campaign. Go ahead.
Yep,
Lisa.
so, back in April, when we were having these difficulties with Passio and demand response, we put a pause on our social media campaign because we didn't want to continue to push people to a product that customers were having difficulties with, quite frankly. So, what we are satisfied with the service we have been getting with Pivot. They do a great job. And so the first off, there was spending that didn't happen in that last quarter of the last fiscal year. So we want to move that investment into the current fiscal year. And then we want to continue our relationship through June 30. the contract was initially drafted in June, but we didn't have Ecolane in place until, recently, September 1. And so now we're ready I will freshen up the contract, and with your support, I will go ahead. If you vote to support staff's recommendation and continue our relationship with Pivot, I will freshen the contract with the period and freshen any other language and move forward with that.
Great.
Questions?
Does this count? It seemed like I noticed on the back of our buses there that to go to Paseo, is this gonna help get
So
that signage changed?
That's a different contract.
That's a whole nother day.
Yeah, this is social media.
Oh,
This
okay.
is not bus wraps. And Dean and I are working on bus wraps.
Okay, great to know.
I move to support the general manager to restart social media efforts utilizing services from Pivot.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to support the general manager to restart social media efforts utilizing services from Pivot. Is there any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Abstentions, the motion carries. Yay, okay. Item G, appoint a new member to the advisory committee. Background on this are the board of directors appoints individuals to serve on the advisory committee to advise on all matters regarding the operations of the Coos County public transit system. The advisory committee will advise and assist the CCAT board of directors in carrying out the statewide transportation improvement fund, or STIF or STIF, whatever you call it, by prioritizing projects to be funded by STIF monies and set forth under Oregon Administrative Rule. What did I get myself into? Oregon Administrative Rule Chapter 732, Division 40, sections 0030, 0035, Division 42, Section 0020, and Division 44, Section 0025. Documents application for the appointment is on file. Or do we have a motion?
I have a motion to appoint Karen Dubazar to the board,
Advisory board.
advisory board.
Wonderful. For a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Karen Dubazar, Deputy Executive Director of the North Bend City/Coos Curry Housing Authority, to the Coos County Area Transportation District Advisory Committee representing local government and low-income individuals. Karen, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Thanks for being here
Thank you.
in person too. Board, is there any questions, comments?
So we gotta vote on her?
Well, I just
Yes.
think you'll be a valuable member and I really
After.
appreciate that you're stepping forward.
Well, she's been here for a while.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say.
yeah.
Anything else? Hearing none, I'll call the question on the appointment. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We have a new advisory committee member. Yay. Okay, board, that almost wraps us up. We have one item left since we already have our general manager's report, and that brings us to item 10, citizen comments on non-agenda items. Same applicable rules as last time. Do we have anybody here for a public comment on a non-agenda item? In the universe of the Zoom. Gonna take that as a no, going once, twice, 3 times, and I'll close the public comment section. Board, any comments any of you'd like to make before we adjourn? Thank you all for being here. So it's a high agenda, and I think we did it. Hour and 7 minutes. Congrats. Have a wonderful rest of everybody's Monday. I will see you all October 13th, which is my birthday. So it'll be an
Yeah.
exciting day for everyone. And I will adjourn this public meeting.